I'm Len Holmes. I'm 73. I live in Lafayette, California, which isn't very far from the home and residence of Bob and Barbara Frick. And one day, out of the blue, this guy calls me about taking a bike ride along the Lewis and Clark Trail, 3,100 miles. And I had always dreamt about making that route. And the next thing you know, I'm hooked in. And now Bob and I are buddies. And we know how to ride long distance. We know how to get along. And fortunately, we've got a team of 3.
My name is Barbara Frick, and we are dressing Pepper Prius in preparation for our cross-country ride. Pepper Prius is the car that goes behind the bicycle riders. I am the monitor of stupid. I keep them from doing really outrageous things.
I'm 77 now. My first bike ride, I was 17. I had a 1-gear bike. I paid $10 for it. And I decided one day, hey, we're going to ride our bikes to Chicago. We took off the next day in the summer and rode through the cornfields of Illinois at 100+ degree heat, slept in barns. We begged our way to sleep in somebody's house. We got into Michigan. I went to the nearest bike shop, said I'll never ride a bike again as long as I live. Sold the bike for $10, and then we hitchhiked home. And I hadn't ridden a bike until I was about 69 or 70 when one of my students called me. And she said, I bet you can't ride a bike 500 miles to raise money for Habitat for Humanity. So I immediately said yes. Then I told Barbara, I said, well, I'm going to go buy a bike tomorrow, be ready to do this.
I thought he was crazy, but you know he needs supervision, so I had to go.
So I went and bought 2 bikes the next day. A year later, I thought, if you can ride 500 miles, why can't you ride across the country?
This is the 3rd cross-country ride to raise funds for Habitat for Humanity and to raise awareness for what they do.
I'm honored to present you with your key.
Our mission is to provide affordable housing for people who can't otherwise afford it. And the Bay Area is obviously have a lot of that. 80% of the people in our serving area, which is Contra Costa, Alameda, and Santa Clara County, cannot afford to buy a medium-price home. Teachers, policemen, carpenters, your normal service workers, a big part of the population can't afford to buy here. And so they don't have stability. They don't know what their rent's going to be next year. So they may be kicked out or they have to move out and go someplace else. If they own a home, the big thing is the stability. That's what they value more than anything.
This is a really monumental affordable housing challenge we have in this valley. Habitat for Humanity provides one very important pathway with sweat equity to help families get their start. In this case, great families moving into a wonderful new home, and we're going to celebrate that and obviously help our friends launch their cross-country trek in style.
We'll do a little air check. I do enjoy maps, and I enjoy logistics.
We're starting right.
We're going to start right here. I'll just keep on. In fact, back in my earlier life, I was a naval navigator on a destroyer in the U.S. Navy. I was going to say the consequences could be quite severe in the Navy, but in fact, a bicycle ride, your consequences of bad navigation or lack of attention can be deadly. In a nutshell, we're following a published route called the Western Express, which takes us directly across the loneliest road in the country, Highway 50 in Nevada, across Utah by Bryce Canyon, Arches National Park, Moab, into Colorado, into Kansas with all the aromatic feedlots, into Missouri across the challenging Ozark Hills, across the Mississippi River, down to Nashville, Tennessee, and finally to Savannah. Dip our front wheels in the Atlantic Ocean. A lot of people are amazed at how we can embark on a journey like this, but so fine. We put in 60 riding days. Hopefully it'll be very productive. But compared to the volunteer hours that go into building all of the Habitat houses, there's some people who put in thousands and thousands of hours, and that converts not to days, but months and years that some volunteers dedicate to habitats.
Yeah, now you can open your eyes. We want you riding out here with these on.
We leave at a build site, Mirror Ridge. It's a 20-unit build site. 3 or 4 people would take off with us for 20 or 30 miles, and Lynn and I will just keep on going to Savannah. It's about 3,400 miles to raise money. Our target is $250,000. We've raised about $150,000 so far, and we'll keep raising money for the next 3 months as we drive cross country.
I think the thing that really gets to you and makes you almost want to cry is when somebody rides up and gives you money. Like, for instance, we were in Arizona and it was so very hot, and Bob stopped at a 7-Eleven and he sat down to drink a Coke, and a guy came out and he was getting ready to get into a pickup truck, really old, battered and beat up truck, and the guy had just bought something in the 7-Eleven and he took all the change and gave it to Bob. It's those kind of things. It's also when you get to see someone receive the key to the house that makes it really different and really exceptional.
Today it was 32.9 miles. We got
3,368.
3,068.
Yeah, 68.
Yeah, we're ready. Bring it on.
Yep. Sunday morning we got up, went on to Davis, and I just felt like a rocket ship. I mean, I was in good shape, and then said, I can't keep up with you. Felt good. Now it's Monday, and I start to feel woozy.
He was coughing and not feeling very comfortable.
Doggone, he can't ride that day.
So that's when I drove him to Kirkwood.
I got up to about 6,500 feet, and I said, make a U-turn, I can't breathe.
I didn't realize how serious this was until we got to Carson City, and he was coughing violently.
They said, you've got a bad case of pneumonia.
And Bob was forced to abandon the tour. There was at that point a solitary rider.
It's just a bump in the road, that's all I can say.
I do not mind riding alone. I kind of enjoy riding alone. However, riding with Bob is a totally unique experience. The dynamic of riding with the give and take and the camaraderie that we have over the course of a day is one thing, and to shift to a solo ride, it's just different. So by losing the opportunity to ride with Bob, there was a true emotional letdown. We knew that I would go forward. My brother Sid was on his way to do some SAG support and met my brother just short of Bryce Canyon. And some of the videos that we captured in that terrain are just exotic. And then we took a day off to ride the Durango-Silverton Railroad, followed by one of the most spectacular, beautiful mountain rides in the country over Lizard Head Pass from Dolores, Colorado, over to Telluride. My cell phone goes off and I open it up and it's a text message. Barbara is okay, hit by truck.
Oh, we're in Fallon, and I'm resting, thinking, tomorrow's going to get a little better.
I had gone across the street to the grocery store, and it wasn't very far, so I walked, and on the way back,
Truck comes on her right, turns into the left, hits her, knocks her to the ground.
I had an abrasion and a blow to the cheek, and then a huge plate-sized bruise on my left hip.
That's the bad news. The good news is there was an off-duty EMT there. He's on her that fast. 10 or 15 minutes, she's in the hospital.
They took care of me, and I went to the grocery store, got my meds, and the nice young man took me home and delivered the groceries. I mean, if you have to get hit by a truck, Fallon is the place to do it. Fortunately, Lynn continued to ride because we all feel the importance of completing the mission. Now, completing the mission means getting all the way to Savannah, and we will get there. It may not be that everybody is riding all the time. We may do it in relays, but whatever it is, we will get someone or some ones to Savannah on a bicycle and raise funds for Habitat, which was the whole point of this.
We are here in Martinez, California in lovely Contra Costa County, and we're building 20 affordable homes, brand new for this neighborhood. Today and this weekend, we're framing 7 of those homes in just 4 days with about 500 volunteers. The Bay Area is in a huge housing crisis. There is very little housing that's affordable to anyone. Working families who need a decent place to live, a safe place and an affordable place, don't have a lot of options in the Bay Area. And so Habitat's mission is to bring the community together to build a new community. And obviously we build a new home and a family with limited income buys it, and that has a profound impact on that family. But then it ripples out from there. The communities that are stronger, property values go up, and the stability for the surrounding neighborhoods that Habitat brings is really profound. What Bob and Len and Barbara are doing is far and away above what most of our volunteers and donors do, and they really are very special people. So they're getting better, and they will get back on those bikes and they will do this ride.
I am visualizing it. I feel the wind, I see the scenery, I feel the excitement, the adrenaline, all of that.
I expected Bob back on the 1st of July after a proper recovery and proper conditioning. But he had told me initially the 15th, and doggone, Bob, being as strong-willed as he is, rejoined the tour around about the 14th of June. Here in the Ozarks, he completed his first full day, 65 miles in hilly terrain, a real triumph. Here we are in Alice Springs, Bob, with witnesses recognizing that I expected you back on July 1st.
Yep.
You're ahead of schedule. Welcome back to the tour.
Thank you, sir. It starts with a commitment. You said you're going to do it, so life's filled with hurdles you have to overcome, and this, to me, is just one of those hurdles.
My name is Mario. I born in Panama. When I come to here, it's for political situations during the riots before the Panama invasion. The American government take to me and my family, put in American military plane in Albrook and left forever.
My name is Nathan Belay. I am a Bay Area native. Before Habitat, my kids and I were living with my parents. So it was a little crowded sometimes. It's a lot of relief because once that acceptance letter came, I knew what things would look like for the next couple of years.
When they appear in the door, it's a normal knock. When I open it, they could yell to me, "Oh, congratulations, you qualify for this." I, in this moment, in shock because what you say to me. And then my wife remembering, "Oh, you fill out the paper. Oh, Habitat." When I come into this country, I don't have nothing, but this house represents to me the freedom. The freedom for me, freedom for my sons, my granddaughters, the other generation that's coming. For this reason, I tell my sons, never sold this house, never, no matter what.
A home is your zone, if you will. It's the space that you're most comfortable in. It's the place that you're always happy to go back to. It's the safe zone.
My home for me is it's wonderful because I feel secure for my family, future for my family, and I feel very happy.
That's no small amount of money that you've raised. When you think about how many people that helps, what does that feel like?
Just go to a dedication to a new homeowner and there'll be tears in your eyes as you hand them the key and the emotion that they go through, that I am a homeowner as of today. It's just mind-boggling.
I bought an ice cream bar at a convenience store. The woman saw the Habitat shirt that I was wearing, and she says, "Oh, my fiance lives in a Habitat house."
All of them bring tears to my eyes, and that's not easy to do. So it's a big emotional thing because they'd never thought in their entire life that they'd own a home.
Go! We live our lives every day based on hope. I woke up this morning with hope on my mind. Certainly, I hope I make it through this day. But for so many in our community, both locally and globally, there are people that don't have that same hope. For whatever reason, life got in the way. And so, obviously, those of us who have been blessed to do well, I believe have a stewardship of affluence and influence to be able to help those who cannot otherwise help themselves, to help restore that hope to them. And so hopefully as their wheels turn and create those revolutions will be revolutionary in allowing our citizens and the people Habitat for Humanity serves in having that hope.
There's no doubt that anybody who reads or hears about the ride is at least touched by the fact that we succeeded and done what we've done. So hopefully enough people can appreciate that so that they will get in and become active, do something, using whatever skills or areas of interest they can contribute to the cause.
3 advanced middle-aged people made a commitment to help Habitat, and they went out and did it. Absolutely, I would do it again, despite the health issues I had, no doubt in my mind.
When you get to be 65 and you retire, you don't need to sit down on the couch. There's lots of stuff you can do, and it's all worthwhile.